Hi, I'm John Wayne. If you want to take your business to the next level, get coached by my team. We will schedule one-on-one calls to make sure that you set the bar high and achieve even higher. Get dialed in for success today. Go to uscontractorregistration.com/coaching for my 5 must-dos to succeed as a federal contractor. All right, hi guys, welcome to the USFCR John Wayne live training today. We're going to cover a few options, things that you guys can utilize to become more well-rounded, become better vendors, and be more successful with government contracting. We're going to start out by talking about my personal training and my coaching and our training here at USFCR that's available to our clients. We provide coaching, we provide training, we provide one-on-one education and knowledge to our clients, and there's several ways that works. We have clients that hire us by the hour. We've had clients that have paid us to come out for the weekend or for a week to teach their staff on site. But the most successful route that we found, the best way to do it is to go through the go-to meeting where it's live one-on-one training. You get to see my screen, or we can see your screen, whatever the case, and physically sit down and go through issues and teach your sales team or your staff how to use these systems properly, how to submit bids properly, what it is the government is looking to buy, how they want it formatted. There's plenty of options available, areas that you could learn to be a better vendor, a better supplier, a better business manager, owner, or your sales team can utilize skills to win more contracts, the bottom line. So we provide those services hourly, or you can sign up for the year through our group session that we have every day at 1 and 4. That gives you access to me live every day at 1 and 4 p.m. Eastern Time for a minimum of a half an hour. You can, again, log in, see my screen, ask questions, work on bids, proposals, solicitations, questions. You can send me a SOL before you submit it. Let us review it and make sure there's no discrepancies or errors on it before you submit it. Group sessions every day at 1 and 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and that service is for 1 year. I typically give a couple of hours of one-on-one personal time with the group session in case there's something that you need that you don't want to talk about in a group session, or if you've got a contract that requires any level of clearance. I don't like talking about clearance contracts in a group session for obvious reasons. We have a third level of training where we are providing you with the group session and personal training, but we're guaranteeing you a minimum of 1 hour every week. So if you want to break that into 2 half-hour sessions a week or 1 full-hour session every week, that gives your team access to me every week for at least 1 hour, one-on-one through the go-to meeting session. So 52 weeks in a year, that would give you 52 hours of access to me over the next year, plus the group session every day. So if you had stuff that you didn't mind discussing in group, you would literally have up to 3 hours a day of personal one-on-one time with John Wayne. And for those of you who don't know who I am, if you just go to YouTube and search government contracts, you will see I have the #1 video. Pretty much any subject you search on YouTube, I have the #1 video. If I'm not #1, I'm #2 or #3. I have over 60 #1 videos right now. And I'm the official head trainer here at U.S. Federal Contractor Registration. Now, I want to discuss a couple other things with you guys outside of the realms of coaching so that you know all the services that we provide. Some of you have only signed up with us to do your basic SAM registration. Maybe you're just applying for grants. Or maybe you're a government agency that gets your funding through SAM. And you tried to do this registration on your own and failed. And came to us, paid us, and we did it for you. We get it done quickly. We do it properly. We also maintain and update these registrations throughout the year. As some of you may not know, in SAM right now, there's not a lot of competition. There's 1.2 million for-profit vendors in SAM. This is everything I'm telling you is public information, all right? There's 1.2 million for-profit vendors in SAM. Over 900,000 of them are inactive. That means there's only about 330,000 active for-profit vendors in SAM, and more than half of those are big boys. More than half of those are the IBMs and Raytheons of the world. But if we say half are big and half are small, that only leaves about 160,000 small businesses that are active to do business with the government right now. And for those of you that don't know, 5 years ago, when the old CCR system was in place, there was 650,000 small businesses that were active. These days, there's only about 160. So you got less than 1/5 the competition. If you're a federal vendor and you want to sell to the government, this is the time to do it because you've got 1/5 of the competition you had 5 years ago. And if you're working with us, we've done 80,000 plus SAM registrations. So you're in the right hands. We're technically 160,000 small businesses that are active, and we've done 80,000 SAM registrations. We're technically responsible for half the small businesses sell to the government right now. We don't just do SAM registrations. We also do 8A. We do GSA. We do HubZone, VetBiz, woman-owned, minority-owned, veteran-owned, DAPA, wide area workflow, which is now called IRAPT. So if there's any other registrations that you need outside the basic SAM registration, the basic cage code, let us know. That's what we do. When it comes to GSA, we provide GSAs. We put our clients on GSA schedules. But we're not like the 90% to 95% of the GSA companies out there that are scumbags that will sell you a GSA if you don't need it. We don't do that. We do our research. We determine if you're a good fit for a GSA. And if you're ready, then we'll do your GSA for you. And unlike all of our competition, and I say competition loosely because we don't really have competitors, out of all the people that are trying to do what we do or they just sell GSAs, they'll sell you a GSA whether you need it or not, and they want all the money up front. We're the only firm that exists that allows you to pay your GSA over a 12-month period. And that's part of our agreement with our state's attorney, Pam Bondi, to do the right thing for people and to not sell GSAs to people who don't need them, like 95% of the people out there that sell GSAs. Number 3. And this is important, there are so many scams out there, it's ridiculous. And I'm not just talking about in government contracting. There's scams during Christmas. There's Christmas scams, right? During tax season, there's IRS scams. If there's something where money is made, there's going to be someone who's trying to scam and take advantage of it. One of the things we do here, in addition to helping you with government contracts and teaching you, basic things on just how to run your business and how to be more successful, is also how to not get scammed. If I can save you money and keep you from getting scammed, that's just as good as making money. And I can tell you this, the best option I give you is to check with us first. If you've got someone calling you, telling you you need to sign up for something or pay for something, call me. Or email John Wayne. John Wayne, do I need this? Is this a scam? I get these emails every day. I know which ones are legit and which ones aren't. As long as you always check with me first, you'll never go wrong. And I'll prevent you from getting scammed and losing that money, which is just as good as making money. If someone calls you and says they're me, or they want you to renew my training, I'm the only person that's going to call you and tell you to renew my training, okay? So always check with me first. I got your back covered. And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You can also go to my YouTube channel and search on my channel the word scam. I have several videos that will show you how to detect these scams on your own. But the best thing I can offer you is send it to me, forward the email to me. If you get an email, you think it's too good to be true, forward it to me. Don't reply to them. Don't unsubscribe. I have other ways to show you how to deal with it, but forward the email to me first. Let me make sure it's legit. If you get a phone call, same thing. We teach people how to win federal government contracts, okay? I just had my 1 o'clock training. We just had a client got on the training today and said he won a $1.8 million contract today. This is a gentleman who is a broker. He finds something the government needs. He finds suppliers who has it. He gets a quote, marks it up. When he wins the contract, he has the supplier shipped directly to the buyer. He doesn't have to warehouse it or even touch it in most cases. He's joined my training a little over 4 months ago, and he's already done 80 plus contracts. The federal government, guys, is the largest purchaser on the planet in our universe, as far as we know. Our U.S. federal government spends more money than any other government, a lot of them combined. And the beauty of it is that when there's a recession, our government, in most cases, spends more money. Okay, what happens when you run out of money? You stop spending, or you run up your credit cards, right? When the government runs out of money, they print more. They are the largest purchaser, the largest entity of purchasing on the planet, and they buy everything from paper clips to spaceships. So I get a lot of people to say, well, I didn't even think the government would buy my services. If it exists, the government buys it in some fashion. Okay, they might not buy a lot of it, but they buy it. All right, couple of things we want to go through. I should hear myself. A couple of things we want to go through, in particular in regards to the Learning Center today. And while we're waiting for anyone to, if you guys have any questions, feel free to chat a question or call in, either way. When it comes to the Learning Center, we're putting together the Learning Center because we need to make sure that you guys get the knowledge that you need, okay? Really, the only time I ever have a client say they haven't won any contracts yet is because they're not using all the knowledge that's available. For example, had a client call in today and she said, John Wayne, I've submitted a couple of bids, haven't won any yet. I want to get back on the training. I feel like I'm missing something. And I said, okay, well, how many did you submit so far? She said, well, we submitted 2 bids, and we came close on one. We were actually the second choice on one of them, and the other one, we think we lost it because of price. They awarded it to someone else who had a lower price. And I said, well, send the debriefings to me. Let me look them over, and let's see if there's anything that you are doing wrong or things that you could do better, and let's work on some more bids. And she said, well, what's a debriefing? And I'm thinking to myself, obviously, I've failed you because a debriefing is a very basic way to find out why you didn't win a contract. I talk about them every day almost. I talk about them in a lot of my videos. There's a whole section in the Learning Center specifically about debriefing. But why did she not know that she should have requested one? That's why we're putting together this Learning Center, guys, to give you the knowledge that you need and make sure that you don't miss any steps, okay? I've been going through the Learning Center piece by piece and double-checking everything for content, double-checking everything for spelling or grammatical errors. It's a new system, okay? We're still working it out. But even what I've gone through so far in just reviewing and creating the videos for it, I've only completed 35%. All right, you can track your total progress in the Learning Center and know that if you complete all the steps and get 100% completion, at least know that you've been exposed to all the data and all the knowledge that's there. You're not going to retain it all, okay? That's why we offer continuing education. That's why we offer mentoring and personal training and one-on-one training and bid assistance, is because you're not going to retain it all and you're not going to remember it all. I get people all the time that say, John Wayne, you've probably forgotten more than I'll ever know. There is a lot I've forgotten, and things that work that I don't necessarily implement 100% anymore because I have forgotten stuff. But the goal here, guys, is to get you up to date, get you up to par, make sure that you have all the tools and all the knowledge available to you to not make mistakes, okay? And that's what the Learning Center is for. So I want you guys to get in there and go through each section. As you complete each section, you can mark it completed. And make sure that you have the knowledge available to you. Okay, we're going to see how to set up a search. We're going to go back to the Learning Center. We're going to go to the Easy Search Plus. You can either search in here by keyword, or by NAICS code or PSC or FSC or CAGE code, MPIN. Excuse me. You can also set up save searches. You can search vendors. You can search vendors with particular NAICS codes. You can search vendors that are near you with a particular zip code. There's 13,595 active federal opportunities in the system right now. You can set up searches in here to run automatically by keyword, by NAICS, PSCs, FSCs, CAGE code, zip code, city, state. The searches are highly editable and accountable. So the goal here is to make sure that when your searches run, you're getting opportunities that are a real specific fit. I don't want you guys looking for a needle in a haystack. I want you guys looking at needles in a little pile of needles every day. And that's why we've created APP to be auditable or editable, so it's not, it can be real specific or as general as you want. You can download the master bid template. Again, we want to give you all the tools and knowledge and skills that are available. So to make it simple on you, we've created templates, master bid templates and individual templates that you can download and just plug and play. It takes all the guesswork out. You just fill in the blanks, put your name here, put your date, address, phone number, fill in your contact information. You can download the bid template there. You'll see that the lessons in the Learning Center, lesson 1 is preparing for a bid. You can go in and continue the lesson. Once the lesson's complete, you can track each section by clicking the question mark and showing that you've completed that section. Mark it completed. That'll show up in your overall completion. So you know when you've completed all the sections of the Learning Center, you'll be at 100%. Next lesson, finding opportunities. Again, once you complete the section, check off the box so you know you've completed it. Lesson 3, learning how to submit a bid properly. Lesson 4, finding out if you qualify for set-asides, making sure you take advantage of all set-asides that are available to you. The more set-asides you have, the more apt the government is to buy from you or to hire you. Even primes are more apt to hire you the more set-asides that you have. If you guys have ever heard of a pass-through, that's why pass-throughs happen. You know, a prime will give you a contract just because you hold a certification or multiple certifications because they have to. If they've got a contract over $650,000, they're required to sub out 23% in most cases, just like the government's required to hire 23% small businesses. So they're always looking to hire small businesses to meet their 23% requirement. They post what they pay you in the ESRS, Electronic Subcontract Reporting System. And the more set-asides you hold, the more ESRS they can claim. Even though they're paying you and you're the same person, they can pay you as a woman, minority veteran, 8A, Hub Zone, Service Disabled Veteran, GSA, MBE, DBE, WBE. They can pay you and write off those requirements in all those different set-asides. Versus if you were just woman-owned, they'd have to hire you for the woman-owned status, then find a veteran, hire him for the veteran-owned status, then find a minority, then find a hub zone, then find an 8A, etc. So the more set-asides that you hold, the more apt they are to hire you, the more beneficial it is for them to hire you so that they can post what they paid you in the ESRS. Each of these sections tells you what each set-aside is, and again, make sure you check it off to make sure that you marked it complete once you've completed it. Lesson number 5, marketing and research. How to become a subcontractor, how to find awarded vendors, how to network within your industry. Making sure you have a government formatted website. If you've signed up with us through our GSAP program, or through the SAP program, both of those include a free government formatted website because not all websites are viewable by the government. So it's important that when they want to buy from you, you make it easy for them to buy from you. Lesson number 6, proper registration and beyond. making sure you have the right NAICS codes, PSC codes, point of contacts, make sure you're set up in your DSBS profile, and your responsibilities as a contractor. It's not just about winning the contract. Once you win it, you want to make sure you do a good job. You want to make sure you invoice them properly. You want to make sure you communicate properly. You want to make sure you're not a pain in their rear. You don't want to call them every day. You need to contact them when necessary, but you want to contact them properly. You want to learn how to email them properly. You want to learn how to call them properly. You need to learn how to leave them a proper voicemail. And guys, these are a lot of things that I see successful businesses that are making money, but they're making these common basic mistakes. And no matter how much I teach them about federal government contracting, they're never going to win one because they're not even doing the basic things required to be successful in the federal arena. Like emailing properly or leaving a proper voicemail. I can't stress this one enough. If you're going to call someone and you get their voicemail, you need to leave them a voicemail, but you need to leave one in a proper format. Make it easy for people to buy from you, and you will close more business, period. Make your clients your friends, and you will close more business, period. Give people something for free. Give them attention to detail. Give them a good service or a good product. Bend over backwards and build those long-term relationships. There's three types of businesses, guys. You can run a business, which means you can walk away from it for a month and come back and it's still functioning. It operates by itself. You can have a business run you, meaning it could be successful, but you cannot walk away from it for more than a day or everything falls apart. Or you could run a business into the ground. And I've seen successful businesses that were making a profit that were still run into the ground because they weren't managed properly, or the employees weren't trained to utilize the tools that they had properly. Okay, I'm going to come back to two things. Number one, you're going to hear me say this every day. Don't do anything without checking with me first. If I'm not available, check with your case manager, check with your account rep. But before you do anything, guys, check with us first. There's a lot of systems out there you don't need. You're going to get a lot of phone calls and emails from people trying to sell you GSAs you're not ready for yet, or an 8A you're not ready for yet. We will tell you when you're ready for the next step. Let's get in there and win contracts first, and then we'll worry about adding additional steps in the process. But if you check with us first, you won't get scammed. Anybody has any questions, you can call me live right now, 727-678-3521. Again, that's 727-678-3521. We also have the chat window open if anyone has questions, and if not, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for today. Thank God it's Friday. But to recap, guys, a couple of simple basic things. If you're successful now, that's good. But I guarantee you're making some basic mistakes where I can make you more successful. If you're only closing 10% of the bids you're submitting, you're doing some basic amateur mistakes that we need to find and correct, because you should be doing 20 to 30% close rate. If you guys are finding that you don't get a lot of replies to your emails, you don't get a lot of follow-up via your emails, maybe you're not emailing people properly. If you're not getting a high percentage of return phone calls from voicemails that you leave, maybe you're not leaving a voicemail properly. There's a difference between reaching out to someone and sounding like a salesperson and reaching out to someone and sounding like you care and you want to help. And it's called integrity. And if you have it, you can sell ice cubes to Eskimos if you have it, because they need it. They just need you to show them that you do care about them and that you have their best interest in heart, and that you've got a good product and a good service and you're going to take care of them. And stay the road, guys. Stay the fight. Don't give up. You never know, the next deal might be the one that makes all the difference in the world. So if there's no other questions or no other comments or anything, I guess we're going to go ahead and shut it down, and we'll be back on here live next Friday, same bat time, same bat channel.